Dalbeattie Museum has been open now for 30 years. We're started off as a family-run museum. We have about 20 volunteers at present, all of whom are retired or working part-time. The museum was started by Tommy Henderson, who's also known as Mr. Dalbeattie because of his knowledge of Dalbeattie. He started the museum from scratch with just a few items of his own, and he and a small team literally built this museum out of what was an old grocer's shop that was shut down. We consider ourselves a museum that is for all generations to come in. We try and attract older people in, younger people in, kids in. We've got various things from various years on show. Yeah, it's the kind of museum you come into that doesn't look like an organised museum. I'm not actually in favour of museums. I don't particularly like them, where you go in and everything's behind glass and you've got to read about it. We consider ourselves a very, very hands-on museum, very touchy-feely. We get parents coming in and telling kids don't touch that, and we encourage kids to touch things, because otherwise how do they know what they weigh or how you work them, what happens when you turn them. So we're very much hands-on, and they get a reminder of things from their youth, or it's full of things that they wonder what they are, they're curios. And there are things in here that we're not actually totally sure what they are. It's quite good when people come in and actually tell us about things. So you're learning all the time while you're working here, no matter how old you are as a volunteer. I think I've been here about probably 12, 14 years, and to some extent I'm the tea boy here, even though I'm chairman, because the rest of the people that have been here have been here a long, long time, very dedicated, and I'm really glad that after 2 years of shutdown, we've got so many volunteers coming back. We have a couple of young lads in their 20s who have actually started working here, and that's quite encouraging. Because my concern is that if this museum is ever going to close, it will be due to the fact that we can't get younger blood interested in coming here, and I really don't know why. It's an interesting place to work. We have about 20 volunteers on the go just now. Half of whom are original volunteers, and about half of them now are new ones who are breaking in, if that's the right word. But we're breaking them in pretty fast. The people who are used to dealing with people, and that's all it's about. You don't need any skills here. You don't need to know about Dalbeattie as a town. If you want to find out stuff about it, yes, we have information here. We have box files full of information, photographs. But if you want to know about any of the stuff we have on display, etc., a lot of us here know a wee bit about most things. We're learning as we go, but it's a nice, friendly place to work.
People at Dalbeattie really came up trumps and helped me in every way they could to raise money for our museum and supply the material we see here today at no charge whatsoever. This must be the only business that's been going about 32 years, and I have never paid a wage yet. So it's a great compliment to the volunteers at Dalbeattie. I couldn't have done it without the volunteers, no way. And I didn't have to bully them or anything. They seem to know exactly what to do. It's a community-led thing, this. I mean, I'll take the blame of starting it, but it has been a great success. And there's Ian come along. We're needing somebody to take my place in McDonald and my daughter, because we've been here 32 years. You know, it's a long time. And Ian was a great help. He took up the challenge, and I hope he's as successful as I am.
Well, how I got involved was I come in one day to do a wee bit of work for them, and when I was in, they talked me around to come in and do some work for them and volunteer. So I did, and since then I've been here all the time, and I spend most of my time in here actually because I'm retired. Everything's got to be put on in the mornings, the lights, everything like that, and then we do a bit of dusting, going through the shelves and see that everything's okay. Go upstairs and check that upstairs. And general clean up in here till anybody comes in, and then where time is spent with them when somebody comes in, taking them around and showing them about it. It's very interesting, and meeting the people is really the most interesting. Meeting what they say and where they come from and that, you know, it's very good that. I do the Facebook page for the museum, and you get a lot of questions on that, and I put photographs on. Well, for instance, last night there was a photograph of a bridge that was in Dalbeattie, and we didn't know what way the photograph had been taken, whether it was from the Free side or Dalbeattie side. So I put it on Facebook, and we had about 50 answers, but 25 said one side, 25 said the other side, so we're no further forward.
Well, I quite enjoy the company, people coming in all the time. You never know where they come from. It's, you know, you get people from all around the world. But the most amusing thing is, I like, is some of the youngsters coming in and picking up some item and saying, do you know what that's for? And it's unusual all the words that they come out with it. And 9 times out of 10 are miles away from what the actual item is. But I enjoy doing that. It's teaching them, of course, they don't realise these things have been way back.
You know, we've had people from the States, Australia, Canada, all over. Because their granny or their grandpa or whoever worked at the quarry or was a housemaid or whatever it was. And that is interesting as well, because you get their story.
Some people come in here and say, oh, I know what that is. You don't know yourself. So,
It's like the Antiques Roadshow, don't it?
exactly, yeah. Although sometimes we do see it on the Antique Roadshow. One item in particular was, it really thought, we've got one of those. Didn't know what it was. It's to do with leather. Action hold leather. Well, they cut it with a, I didn't know that.